Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Just Do It Foundation. This evening, I just want us to talk about problems, life problems. Why do we have problems in our lives, and why can't we just live without problems? First of all, we need to understand that problems are not here to kill us. Problems are not here to destroy us. Problems are not here to pull us down, but problems are here so that they can elevate us from the level that we are in to the next level. If I can just give an example, it will be like mathematics. If you're doing grade one, you will do like a very small and easy problems like 1 plus 1, 9 minus 8, and 3 minus 4. You haven't really gone into differentiation and integration and deriving the formulas and exponents. But then once you grow, you go to grade 2, grade 3, you realize that the syllabus is changing, and the more it's changing is pushing you forward to the secondary level, to the tertiary level, to the diploma level, to the degree level, the master's level, the PhD level. And once you grow up, you realize the problems are changing as well. They're becoming much more difficult or much more harder than the previous ones. uh, the main thing that you have to do, if you're still doing grade one, you have to manage to solve those problems. If you don't manage to solve those problems, it means the next year or the next semester you will remain again to solve the very same problem. So it means you cannot really wish the problems away. Just like in life, it's a series of problems in which every day you're solving problems, whether big or small, but each and every day we will always be solving problems as long as we're living. And unfortunately, we have this mentality as human beings that our problems are much more worse than the next person. Our problems are just much more worse than anybody in the world. Which remind me of a story where this young man who had problems went to approach Jesus, and he said, Jesus, I've got so much problems, and then can't you do something about my problems? And Jesus said to this young man, no problem. I'm gonna do something about it. Tell you what, let's have a deal. I'm gonna change your problems into a cross, and then you can walk inside that dark room. You put your cross in there, and then I switch on the lights, and you can take whichever cross you want from there. And then you can basically take somebody else's problems, which are in a form of a cross now. And the boy said, sharp sharp, let's do it. And then boom, his problems were converted into a cross. He walked inside this dark room, he put his cross in there, and then Jesus switched on the light, the boy, asked the boy to walk around and take whichever cross that he wants. So the boy walked around, he's checking, he's seeing some of the crosses are very big, you can't actually move them alone. You actually need a forklift or a truck to pick them up. He walked around, some problems, or some crosses there are medium crosses, and the boy is looking for the very smallest cross that he can get inside the room. There next to the door, he spotted a very small cross, smaller than the rest. He went there, he picked that cross, he was smiling, walking out of the door, and he said, thank you very much, Jesus. This was really nice, I'm gonna have this cross. And then Jesus looked at this guy, he said, but this is the very same cross that you walked here with. This is the very same cross that you brought in here. And the moral of the story is, before we know what other people are going through, before we know other people's problems, we think our problems are much more worse than everybody else's problem. And which is not the case. And I know some people are saying, I might just be saying this because I don't know what you're coming across. You're quite right about that one. I don't know what you're coming across, but all I know is each and every one around the world is facing some kind of a problem that they have to solve. The solution to a problem is you have to solve it. You must find a way to solve that problem. And another thing, I'm reminded now of a story of this young boy who have been crying to the parents that he doesn't have shoes, or he wants his parents to buy him his favorite shoes. And then the parents delayed a bit. They couldn't buy it right away. And at that moment, before they bought him the shoes, the boy was so much worried that my parents don't love me, they don't want to buy me these favorite shoes. Until the guy saw somebody without legs, then he realized it could have been worse. At least he's got the legs, and all he wants is the shoes. And then the guy who doesn't have legs cannot, even if he's got the shoes, he cannot do anything with the shoes. So with this short message that I'm putting here, I'm just saying, next time you're worrying or you're worrying about not having shoes, think of somebody who doesn't have legs. Next time you're worrying about being overweight and you need to diet, think of somebody who didn't even have food, to give him that weight, or to give her that weight, to start off with. Think of somebody who's in Somalia who doesn't have food. Next time you're worried that your parents are shouting at you, think of somebody who's an orphan who doesn't have parents. Next time you're worried about having to repeat your matric the coming year or the next year, think of somebody who didn't even have an education or grade 1 education. At least you still have a chance to go back and repeat your matric. So I just want to say, I'm not looking down on anybody's problem with this message. I know where you are at the moment. You're facing some kind of a problem that you want to solve, and all I can say is to encourage you to solve that problem. A, find a relevant solution, and solve that problem, because that is the only way where you will move forward, where you will be elevated to another stage. And the other stage again that is coming it will still be a series of solving problems. So in this life we will never run away from problems, and the best we can do is to solve them. I'm gonna end it here. Goodbye. I love you so much, guys, and God bless you till we meet again. Bye bye.